Does your teen often say, "No one understands me or loves me"? "Mama, can I skip school today? My stomach is hurting." "I don't feel like going to school today. I just feel like sleeping." If you notice your teen's performance going down, complaints of not being able to concentrate on study, no interest in talking to others at home or at school, increasing irritability and mood disturbances, often skipping school and tuitions. As hard as it may be to believe, your teen needs your support right now and is not doing any of it deliberately. Hi, I'm Urvashi Bisht, head psychologist at HEY, a practicing psychotherapist with more than 5 years of experience. Today, I will help you understand a major concern that arises in parents. Can my teen be depressed due to academic or peer pressure? Teenage is the most difficult age to be in. There's a lot happening within us emotionally and physically. The hormonal changes cause a certain amount of irritability already, and a lot more gets added when a teen goes to school and tries to form their identity by interacting with their peer. It is quite possible for a teen to get affected by the slightest of sibling joke or friendly banter that comes their way when they're not doing their best. A teen experiences a lot of pressure on everyday basis. Academic pressure, not getting enough attention from opposite gender, relationship struggles, getting undue attention from family members or loved ones, sibling comparison at home, being ignored by peers or being bullied by them. And when such incidents persist, a teen might feel a bit lost and form their own cocoon, which they do not allow anyone to enter or share. They start to remain to themselves, talk less, eat less, sleep more, cry easily, and can't live up to the expectations of their academics, teachers, and parents. They may run repeated several complaints of headache or stomachache to escape unpleasant experience at school or amongst peers. They may even lose interest in the activities they used to thoroughly enjoy before, such as they stop dancing, singing, stop playing the sport they used to enjoy a lot earlier. What can be more unpleasant for them is when their parents invalidate their experiences. They may feel locked up when their complaints remain unattended or unrecognized and are ignored by their guardians in the form of saying that you're making excuses, you're cooking up stories to not attend school, you're just being lazy. These kind of daunting taunts can make them feel not understood by their caregivers and can create this downward spiral for them where they fall into this loop of even feeling worse about themselves and declining their mental health. Your teen might be experiencing emotional hardship that they are finding hard to share and express openly with you. It is extremely important for you to understand at this age, your teen is going through a whirlpool of changes. Whether it's hormonal changes causing emotional fluctuation, you notice your teen is crankier than usual, is often irritable within and is expressing the same. They're also undergoing certain bodily changes that they're still trying to make sense of. This time can be extremely troubling and confusing for their families as well as teen themselves. According to WHO, it is estimated that globally, 1 in 7 10 to 19-year-olds experience a mental disorder that accounts for 13% of the global burden of disease in this age group. Engaging in self-harm behavior is linked with depression, and research suggests that suicide is the 4th leading cause of death among adolescents and teens at present. With experiencing setbacks all by themselves, they might constantly feel low, sad, or even helpless sometimes. When they fail to live up to their expectations, probably scoring lower marks than they expected, they might feel that they are disappointing their parents or they are not good enough. They are constantly under pressure to complete their homework, stress of meeting deadlines, which might seem unrealistic for them to meet sometimes. But inability to meet these deadlines can make them feel like a failure at that moment. While experiencing conflict or fight with a dear friend, a heartbreak, or loss or failure of a loved or valued relationship can make them feel nobody loves them or feel unworthy of love. When they see their friends living a certain kind of lifestyle on social media, it can change their perception about the life in general. Sometimes your teen is more prone to developing depression because someone else in the family has also experienced it. It's also possible if they've undergone a traumatic experience such as sexual abuse, an accident, or any major event that left an emotional impact on them. To escape these overwhelming feelings, they might engage in phone or become addicted to it, start oversleeping or sleeping too late, binge eating. Sometimes, to avoid emotional pain, they might also engage in self-harming behavior. They may try to put efforts to overcome the same and satisfy every other area of their life, but in the process, end up feeling exhausted, drained, and overwhelmed. The pressure of performing well is so much so that they spend most of the time worrying about the fact of not being able to perform well than actually studying and preparing for the examination. Sometimes we feel that teens and adults might be experiencing emotional disturbances in a similar manner. We expect the teens to pull up their life together and behave a certain way, very much like adults. But what we often tend to forget is that adults and teens might experience depression in a different manner, and both of them would react differently, and it might be unfair for us to have certain expectations of teens to not behave in a particular manner while undergoing this emotional disturbance. For instance, adults tend to withdraw themselves from their social group or tend to get more isolated. As compared to teens, as much as they would isolate themselves from adults, they would prefer to spend more and more time with a certain set of people that they feel more comfortable with. In terms of sleep, you might notice that teens start trying to sleep a little early in the evening, or maybe sleeping late night or in the morning, as compared to adults who might face difficulty in falling asleep at all. Teens might express their difficulty or mood disturbances by becoming irritable or aggressive or throwing tantrums at you, as compared to adults who tend to get more isolated and quiet with time as much as the depression takes over them. Let your teen know that you are there for them. Open up a dialogue where you can talk about the symptoms that you have noticed and why they worry you. And then create a safe space for your teen where they can talk about what concerns them or what is bothering them or what is that they are experiencing. Be truly ready and willing to listen and acknowledge their concerns. Be gentle in your approach and listen to their concerns and address them empathetically. To understand them better, you can always make your teen write emotional letters to address their emotional and mental concerns. As a parent, you can always sit with them and discuss what their concerns are by encouraging them rather than invalidating their emotional experience. It can be difficult to tell the difference between ups and downs of being a teenager or teen depression. Talk to your teen to understand better. Try to determine whether he or she is capable of overcoming the emotional challenges that they are experiencing, or is it that life just feels overwhelming at this point? Don't take your teen's complaints for granted. If you feel that you're finding it hard to attend to your teen's concern, seek professional help. Counseling can be helpful in understanding their emotional concerns or challenges that a teen might not themselves be aware of or are not comfortable talking about. Counseling can help in holistic well-being development and also give your teen the right level of support and care they deserve.